70 years ago, a small group of British businessmen travelled to China to unlock opportunities between the two countries. They became known as the icebreakers. Meet the bridge builders, the individuals who dare to think beyond the horizon and open up our world.
The thing that I got out of reading these various political works was the overall consistency and clarity of vision, which is something that I think Westerners don't see. My name is James Trapp. My Chinese name, if you want it, is Pu Huajie, and I'm currently a freelance translator, principally of contemporary Chinese fiction, although I have translated some of the classics in the past. My interest in China actually began when I was, I think, 14, and I was taken to an exhibition of Chinese art at the Royal Academy in London. It was the first major exhibition of Chinese art in the UK for about 50 years. I was simply stunned by it. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never really seen Chinese art before, so it came as something completely new to me, and it fascinated me. I decided from then on that I wanted to find out more. And so it started with that, with an interest, and then it moved on. I actually studied Chinese at university, and it's moved on from there. I have no doubt that a better understanding of China and Chinese culture is a good thing. I've spent 50 years working with Chinese civilization in various ways in Chinese language, and I've never stopped benefiting from it. Chapter 1 of the Tao Te Ching, the mystery of the Tao. The Tao that we can comprehend is not the eternal and infinite Tao. The names that we give are not the eternal and infinite names. Void is how we name the origin of the cosmos. Amplitude is how we name the creation of the things that fill it. Thus, it is in void that we can contemplate the scope of the Tao, and in amplitude, its subtleties. These two have different names. I've translated 3 major classical works. I ought to say my favourite was the Tao Te Ching, but actually the one I most enjoyed doing, because I was allowed to choose the poems that I wanted to translate from the Book of Songs, from the Shi Jing. It was the most challenging, but also I think the most interesting in terms of the insights it can give you into aspects of Chinese culture way back, 3,000 more years ago. Westerners have always had a very interesting relationship with China and with Oriental things. They appreciate what they think of as exoticism. Chinese in particular offers a way of looking at things that many Westerners haven't considered before. I had the chance to translate a number of books or texts concerning contemporary Chinese politics, and the most important of these, which coincided with the 100th anniversary of the foundation of the Chinese Communist Party, was The Concise History of the Chinese Communist Party. It's fascinating reading because it gives Westerners who don't really have a chance to do this very often, a chance to read and to understand the Chinese viewpoint about what's happening, what's being done, and why it's being done. Very often with the West's reaction to contemporary China and contemporary Chinese politics, when you read the official documentation, and I'm aware it's official, you begin to see more clearly why things are being done the way they are from the Chinese point of view. You can understand the progress and the progression that's being made. And I think the most remarkable thing that I got out of reading these various political works was the overall consistency and clarity of vision, which is something that I think Westerners don't see. So I think it's very important, and I think more people should read them, though they are quite dry reading. But if you're at all interested in China, they really are essential reading to give you a more balanced viewpoint. There's a lack of people at the top level in this country who have any understanding of China as a country and of the richness of its history and its civilization. It's often those kind of brick walls that stop anything progressing, whereas there are so many more points of contact and points of shared interest and shared understanding, areas where one side can learn from the other, which are not being explored. As a people, we shouldn't let political differences colour our cultural understandings. I think the way ahead for Anglo-Chinese or Western Chinese relationships is through cultural exchange, through educational exchange. It's been very one-sided. Everyone knows that we have very large numbers of Chinese students studying at British, both schools and universities. And I think it would be a splendid thing if there was more encouragement for English students to go and study in China. The opportunities are there. There are many more opportunities for Westerners to engage, for English students to engage with China in different ways. And I think we have a very independent-minded younger generation who will do that. And I think that's where the hope lies.